For a defendant, they can literally mean the difference between freedom and incarceration, crucial to both prosecutors and defense lawyers. Jury consultants help devise a strategy for who to put on the panel. Both sides in the Trump trial are looking for a certain set of characteristics, and here to help us better understand the science and process behind jury selection is Richard Gabriel. He's an expert on jury selection and president of Decision Analysis. He's assisted counsel on a number of high-profile cases, including Casey Anthony and O.J. Simpson. Thank you for taking the time to be with me. So far we have 4 men and 3 women in this case. We know that they are an information technology worker, an English teacher, an oncology nurse, a sales professional, a software engineer, and 2 lawyers. What stands out to you?
What stands out to me the most are the 2 lawyers. I mean, when you're picking a jury and you're consulting with your clients, you're always looking at who are the strongest personalities, who are going to be your opinion leaders. So you're always looking at who's going to be interpreting. And oftentimes jurors do look to lawyers to go, I'm not sure I understand this law, especially this is a fairly unique legal theory in this particular case. So I think the 2 lawyers are the big standout for me. Both sides looking either to say, from President Trump's side, to say, look, this is a fairly unique theory. I'm not sure it holds water, as well as the prosecutors going, it is a unique theory. I want this lawyer to be able to explain that to the jury. So that's ultimately what you're looking for, but you're also looking at personality. You're looking at who's going to be strongly opinionated, because ultimately Alvin Bragg is looking for 12 jurors to get along and come to a conviction, whereas President Trump is really only looking for 1 to somehow say, no, I don't believe it.
What's the profile of the juror that Donald Trump wants to have on this jury?
Well, I think he's looking for really an iconoclast, somebody who is more anti-establishment, likes to make their own rules, likes to bend the rules, break the rules. Obviously, that's a very familiar territory for President Trump. So he's looking for somebody who's going to push back at jurors. Not going to be easy. And obviously, when you're in Manhattan, you have a lot of jurors who are highly educated, as you can see on this panel, and also have strong opinions. So I think he's looking for a particular dynamic there of somebody who's going to not necessarily get along, is going to really push hard to make the prosecutors meet their burden, and is going to question everything.
And today there were moments where they brought up social media posts from some of these prospective jurors. What a moment that must have been when your Facebook page goes up in the courtroom. What kind of work goes into the behind the scenes of trying to understand who these people are?
Well, the difficulty is that you have very little time with these jurors in court, and you have very little information. And so what you're doing is you've got these questionnaire responses, and you're saying, well, I need to find out a little bit more about them. So you're looking at whether there's inconsistencies between the messages that they're putting on their social media posts in the past, as well as what they're saying in court to the questionnaire. There are some jurors who are going to say, you know what, I know I wrote that, but this is different. I really am serious about keeping an open mind here. And there are some jurors who you're like, you know what? I still think your opinion is going to be your opinion, and I can't take a chance on you. And that is the strategy that goes into making that decision about, do you ask for a cause challenge on the jurors, which they were able to get on some of these jurors based on past social media posts, or whether you need to use a peremptory strike on them.
So we only have about 20 seconds, so if I cut you off, I don't mean to be rude, but the jurors will be given rules eventually when this trial begins. How much room is there, knowing that they have to follow these rules, for political bias to play an impact in how they see the case?
There's no room whatsoever. They have to decide this case based on the evidence and the facts. That being said, they know it's an election interference case. They know we're in an election year. So politics is naturally going to creep in.
Richard Gabriel, with
so I don't think
president of Decision Analysis. I apologize for cutting you off. That's all the time we have. Trump on trial. We'll be back tomorrow.